This video will provide you information about the new type of inspection. The Transportation Network Company, or TNC for short, is an additional safety inspection that is now required on all rideshare type vehicles, such as Uber and Lyft. So we wanted to provide this brief video to you to outline what this new Transportation Network Company inspection is all about. It is a new inspection for the state of Massachusetts, and it's the outcome of the uptick or the surge in rideshare that's going on in Massachusetts. And when we say TNC, we mean Uber, Lyft, those types of vehicles. And in Massachusetts, in 2017, according to the Massachusetts website, there were 63 million rideshares that originated from Massachusetts. Now, we have no idea where those rides went, but they started somewhere in Massachusetts. So think about that, 63 million rides in people's cars. What we don't know about are the cars themselves. Some of this legislation is governing how they become Uber drivers or Lyft drivers. It is also the company themselves, what they're required to do. Well, what Massachusetts is now going to do is institute this inspection to make sure not only the vehicle gets its annual inspection, it also receives an additional inspection once a year. We're mainly concentrating on the interior items. There are some other items that follow exactly what we do in our non-commercial inspection, but some of them will also be unique to this inspection. And that's the thing that we need to remember, is not to cross them over. They're two separate inspections when we do this. So any non-commercial inspector, any active non-commercial inspector who's got his certifications or her certifications current, are able to do this inspection across the state at any public inspection station. There is no additional training that is required other than watching this video to familiarize yourself with what's included. It is due at the annual inspection. So when the vehicle receives its annual inspection, we would give it also its TNC inspection, we're calling it, or within 12 months of the operator getting their certificate to be a Transportation Network driver. So it's either or. We envision this being done piggyback. You're going to do your annual inspection, and that with the one with the sticker that goes on the windshield, and then we're going to do this TNC inspection, and there is no sticker for this TNC. This is a VIR, Vehicle Inspection Report only, that's generated for this inspection. The cost is $15, and it's to the station. So we would charge $15 additionally for this inspection, and that goes to the station. Once again, there's no sticker required, so we need to remember that. There will be no sticker at the end of this inspection. It's the Vehicle Inspection Report only. So as I said earlier, we're going to follow some of the non-commercial inspection items, such as the brakes, such as the suspension, exactly how we would do it in a non-commercial inspection. We're going to check the service brakes, we're going to check the emergency brakes. We're going to follow the same non-commercial guidance. Then we're also going to do our suspension, where we're going to do the steering, the springs, the shocks, that type of thing. We're going to jack the vehicle in accordance with manufacturer's recommendations to perform those two inspections. And then the rest of it is new. The rest of it are items that we would not do when we're performing a non-commercial inspection. They will be unique to this TNC inspection. And they include checking the mostly interior items such as heater and air conditioner. Do they operate as originally designed? We want to make sure that there's comfort inside the passenger compartment for whoever the riders are. Interior lights. The way they give us guidance for the interior lights is, will it illuminate the interior? Could I write a check inside there as the passenger, as a rider? Or, can I see something inside the vehicle? That's what we're trying to determine there. The doors, the seats, and the door panels. We don't want rips, we don't want tears. We want to make sure they're all intact and they're all there for the comfort of the people that are riding in these vehicles. The door ajar warning. Any door that opens needs to alert the operator of the vehicle that that door has opened. So we want to make sure that all doors, whether it's a 4-door, 2-door, whatever it happens to be, that the warning goes off when we open the door. The rear view mirrors. Now they're talking about in the middle of the windshield, the rear view mirror. We're not talking about the doors. We're talking about right up inside of the windshield so the operator can see in the back. So we want to make sure of that. We all want to make sure both sun visors are there and work. They retract up and they stay down. They're not flipping and they're not missing. We want to make sure of that as well. And then the next one is dashboard and the rear shelf, if it has it, cleanliness. We don't want things flying off. If they should stop fast or accelerate, we don't want to hit the passengers in the back with some debris that is laying up there. So we want to make sure, they use the word cleanliness. We want to make sure that they're neat and tidy. The seats and the floors. We don't want trash everywhere. We want to make sure that whoever's going to ride in this vehicle leaves the vehicle the same way they got in the vehicle, that they don't pick up debris or garbage or anything like that. And then the trunk. We're going to take a look in the trunk with this TNC inspection and make sure that the luggage can fit, that it's not full of trash, that the luggage doesn't get damaged when it's riding around in the trunk. That's the point to this piece. We want to make sure that the trunk is clean. And that all the doors and all the windows work as originally designed. We want to make sure that if somebody's sitting in the back can get out if they need to, or if they need to put a window down. I understand that we've got heating and air conditioning to keep their comfort, but should they want to put a window down, we want to make sure those windows operate. Remember, the person that's in the back seat knows nothing about this vehicle when they get in it. So they're relying on us to make sure that these types of things work. And that is it. That's the difference. We're going to do our brake and our suspension, and then the items that are listed here as an additional items to inspect. The workstation handles it the same way. We'll have a safety screen where we're going to check all these off as pass or fail. And then we would, after our determination, a vehicle inspection report would print. So once again, the test fee for this is $15. We hope we've collected that before we started the inspection. But we're going to follow the same process as we would do with any other inspection. We're going to first get the registration and make sure it matches the vehicle that we're inspecting. We're going to take that registration and match it against the VIN number, make sure that it matches. We're going to then enter the information into the workstation. We're first going to log in as the inspector, our S number, our unique PIN, our password. We're going to do that as well. We're going to then take the pictures of the vehicle, the front plate, the rear plate, the VIN tag, and the odometer. We're going to enter the vehicle information into the workstation. Once we've done that, it's going to verify that it's a registered car. We've already ensured that it has passed its annual inspection. We want to make sure that the vehicle has a current, valid, passing annual sticker, which in most cases you would have already done anyway. You would have done this before the TNC, but if they should happen to come in out of cycle, then we could do the TNC all by itself, provided that that inspection has already been performed in the last 12 months. So we're going to start with vehicle inspection. Nothing we're not used to, but instead of hitting regular inspection, we're going to hit TNC and safety inspection. That's the difference for this. Everything else is going to follow what you're used to. We're going to do all our logging. We're going to do all of our cameras, pictures. The video is going to start. All those types of things are the exact same thing. We'll get to our confirmation screen that we can verify everything that we entered is correct. And once we hit continue, we're going to be produced with this. We're going to be provided the safety screen. It is going to look like any other safety screen you've seen, except there'll be different items on it. We would appropriately check either one that we want. We still have the pass all button, or we can one at a time through each one, click whichever one we want. As a reminder, if you hit the question mark, that will provide you the regulation for that specific item. So I'm just going to go back for a second. If we hit the question mark with any one of the safety items, that will provide us the regulation, the regulatory guidance for that item that you are in question about. So we can do that as well. Once it's done, it's going to tell us it's $15. It's going to print us a VIR based on our inspection results. Did it pass or did it fail? Because you can fail this TNC inspection. So if it fails, well, in either case, you're going to communicate to the motorist so they understand, to the operator, what you've just done, what's required of them, and what is required of them. They need to have that vehicle inspection report with them at all times. There will be no sticker to display, so they're going to need to have that. So you're going to provide that to them. But here, I have two different ones here. One's a pass, one's a fail. The fail, they have 20 days to come back to you, so that's different. Normally, we're used to 60. On a TNC vehicle, they got 20 days to come back to you for the free retest. And just like any other inspection, if they go anywhere else, then it's a paid inspection. If they're coming back to you within 20 days, you'll re-inspect the vehicle, you'll do the TNC items again. If everything's okay, you'll print a passing VIR, and they would be good to go for a year. And in essence, that's the way this would all work. So the parts that I want to highlight and I want to remind you of is these are two separate inspections. Please don't mix up the two. If what you identify as an Uber vehicle comes in for a TNC, for a regular annual inspection, that's what it's there for. If they want the TNC inspection, well, that's a separate inspection. Those items that we talked about before are unique to that. We do not want to be doing those other items when we're doing a non-commercial inspection. The other part I want to remind you of is that any non-commercial inspector can do this at any public inspection station, that the cost is $15, and it is not our job to tell them they have to do it. It's our job to communicate to them that this is something that is now required of them. It is their decision whether they want to do it or not. So in closing, I just want to, I hope you found this video helpful in that there's nothing earth-shattering about this or alarming about this. We can do this. This is very easy to do. It's just taking a look at, pretend that you are the passenger. When you get in that car, in the back seat, is it presentable? Do the items inside the vehicle work? The comfort controls, do they work? Would you be okay riding in the back seat of that car with the items that we have to inspect? Thank you for watching. We hope you found this TNC inspection video helpful. For additional information, please visit our program website or the document library available on the dashboard.